The Cheating Death podcast is a satirical program containing objective information about anything and everything under the sun. We are not political, nor are we religious. We are analytical and perhaps a bit prodigious. Dear listener, you understand full well that life is filled with calamity and that you must do what you can to survive the insanity. So, why not dive down the rabbit hole and let us show you how you can have an opportunity to cheat death? On today's episode of the Cheating Death podcast, we provide some insight on how one can destroy doubt within themselves, areas of opportunity that we give ourselves that create challenges of the cataclysmic variety. We also provide you with an all-new Annihilation Announcement, a top 5 list of positive statements to help you on your way, and, of course, an all-new joke of the episode, dear listener. So by now, you know full well what to do. Given the nature and the dynamics of today's life and situation, we owe it to ourselves to see what it is beyond the horizon. And of course, knowing and hearing this, dear listener, you know it is time for you to put your feet up on that table, grab that iced coffee, kick back, relax, and let us tell you how you can cheat death. This is your news anchor, the Cleric of Chaos, and this is your Annihilation Announcement. Dear listeners, you are fully aware that modern society contains many calamities and much chaos for you to overcome. Goals, areas of opportunities, obstacles, and challenges that we find along the way. There are no easy answers for any of the solutions in which you are seeking. We tell you this almost each and every single episode, and why do we repeat it so much? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, we are so inundated with advertisement, so inundated with external stimuli, that we often forget that is what is important, is ourselves, our journey, and how we can make the world a better place for those around us. We do what we can to survive and to thrive in a world that is unforgiving, is completely apathetic, and does everything it can to hold you down. We are all well aware at this point, once we reach a certain age, that the world is controlled by a select few, but that does not necessarily mean that you are incapable of finding your particular path, one that is less traveled, one that is less followed, and one that is less paved, in order for you to see exactly what it is that lies behind the sun. When we look at ourselves in the mirror and we see the challenges that lay before us, we give ourselves a choice, an opportunity to either follow through or to decline. And dear listeners, as your noble host, as a respected journalist, an interviewer, an actor, a comedian, a musician, an entrepreneur, and an individual in whom is doing his very best to make the world a brighter place for everyone in whom comes after us. We must challenge ourselves. We must fight. We must wage war upon mediocrity in each and every single conceivable way. This is not something that many take lightly. This is not something that a lot of people are really fully aware that they can embrace and utilize to their advantage. We all do what we can each and every single day to fight our own battles, to wage war upon the particular areas of opportunity in which we all experience. Do what you can within your soul and within your mind to rise above the calamity and the chaos that you face on a daily basis. Do what you can to believe in yourself, because when you fight, when you try, when you move forward, you are still doing more than those in whom take the road of apathy and of abandonment. We owe it to ourselves, whether or not we stand on the top of a skyscraper roof looking down, questioning whether or not those beneath will ever hear our names, or whether or not we are in a boardroom identifying particular points of contention with the Q3 sales results. Regardless of how your future or how your life looks in the grand scheme of things, you are capable of annihilating your own apathy and finding it just how you deem it fit. Never surrender on yourself. Never give up on anything that you wish to achieve. Always strive to be a better person. Always be open-minded. Always be willing and ready to learn. Do what you can to make life better for those around you. And if you take care of individuals, always make sure that you take care of yourself as well. This has been your news anchor, the Cleric of Chaos, and this is your Annihilation Announcement. Willkommen, meine Freunde. Guten Morgen, guten Tag und eine gute Nacht. Ist deine Reisende, deine Schauspieler, deine Künstler, deine Ausfresser, deine Ausländer. Und heute ist ein schöner Tag, meine Freunde, und ich bin bereit. Because today we provide you some insight on how to destroy the doubt within your mind and within the confines of the domicile of the denizens of delirium in which we find ourselves in, given the nature of today's modern society. We ask ourselves each and every single morning upon waking, what can we do to maximize this day and do what we can in order to seize our goals and acquire the challenges necessary in order to grow, to build, to develop, to get us to where we want to be. This is no simple task. This is something that takes years of preparation and repetition in order to conquer on a regular basis. You may find that when you believe in a certain track or a certain ideology, that the way of your thinking may indeed be detrimental. So, how is it that we go about eliminating the negatives and harnessing the positives? That is a brilliant question, dear listener, and we are glad that you asked. Because how we handle these things do not necessarily relegate themselves to a particular book or a particular text or a novella to where we identify the points of contention within our souls, within our minds, within ourselves. No. For you see, destroying doubt begins with destroying the very foundation of what creates it. Insecurity, anxiety, concern, self-reflection, all of these things are mere pillars and cornerstones to the detriment that doubt provides us. How we can destroy it is simple, but also takes a lot of work, consistency, repetition, effort, empathy, and analyzing of your situation on a regular basis. Being aware when you are out in public is also a crucial step, because if you start to take notice and observe and identify how society behaves when they think no one is watching, this is when you truly start to see exactly how humanity has built themselves to be. We ask ourselves constantly, what can we do to move forward? What can we do to create an opportunity for ourselves to where doubt will not limit us or our capabilities or our efforts? These rules of engagement do not apply universally. Absolutely not. So what one must do when they approach this particular area of opportunity, this ominous obelisk of obstacles we face on a daily basis, and ask ourselves how and why are we going to be able to succeed in realms that we did not think we were going to be capable at succeeding within. These questions in and of themselves are defeatist. They give us no opportunity for room to grow. They give us no opportunity to shine within ourselves and truly give ourselves the potential that we make moving forward. We understand, dear listeners, that when you have a choice, 9 times out of 10, when you make said decision, that decision does not come entirely from within. You may consult a friend. You may discuss things with a colleague. You may have a discussion with a family member and ask them what their points of view and perspective on your particular road are. But note that each and every single individual that you acquire information from externally will only be able to give you a small piece of the puzzle. For the true fact remains, dear soul, that you possess the answer to the jigsaw puzzle within your soul, within your mind, within the vessel and the body that you rent before our souls return to the universe where they belong. We are here, in the grand scheme of things, for only a short time. We all do what we can to fight, to wage war, to move forward, and to try our very best in order to see exactly what it is that we are capable of doing. By looking yourself in the mirror when you wake up in the morning and determined to destroy that doubt within your soul, you are making a conscious decision that you will not be apathetic to your development, that you will not be complacent when it comes to the evolution and when it comes to your growth as a human being. For you see, destroying doubt within yourself is not rudimentary. It is a very complex, yet also simple task that a lot of us take for granted. Much like a lot of very simple things within this life, people take for granted on a daily basis. We take for granted the opportunities that we give ourselves when we overcome certain obstacles that, quite frankly, if other people were in our given situation, they would crumble like yesterday's cookies. When you take an opportunity to look inside of your soul and truly see what it is that scares you, what it is that fosters that doubt, what it is that festers that self-apathy and self-hatred, you know just how hard it is to get yourself to a point to where you have destroyed that area of opportunity that you deem as an obstacle. That we do what we can as a species in each and every single conceivable way to move forward when we believe in ourselves. It could be something as simple as waking up in the morning and making sure that you have a little something to eat so your body is good to go for the day. Could be something as simple as ensuring that when your coworker has a birthday and you take kindly to that coworker, that you make sure that they are aware that you remember, that you value their time, their effort, and if you are platonic friends outside of work, that you truly care about them as a human being. Because when we find ourselves in situations that lead to no answers and that lead only to further self-speculation, we are not doing ourselves any favors by continuing to build the mountain of masochism, the ominous obelisk of obstacles that we all face along the way. Destroying the doubt within inside of your mind is only the beginning. For when you destroy that doubt, when you truly understand just how powerful you are, just how creative you are, just how beautiful your soul is, there is no limit to the heights that you can achieve. So, dear listener, when you find yourself at the next road to nowhere, and there is a path that you must choose, take yourself into perspective. analyze the situation and do everything you can to wage war on your own mediocrity and do what you can to achieve those dreams, because we only get this experience once. And then we return to the home of the universe. Thank you for tuning in today. Take care of yourselves and each other. Today, dear listeners, a new top 5 list as promised at the top of the program, and today's top 5 list is going to consist of 5 positive statements that you can provide to yourself to give yourself the best opportunity at moving forward in a way that you see fit. Coming in at number 5, we have, I can do this. Now, why is this important? Because identifying that you are capable is the first step to achievement. Coming in at number 4, I believe in myself. The reason why this is valid is ultimately because if you believe in yourself, you project that energy forward. Coming in at number 3, we have I am worthy of love. This may seem pedantic to most, but a lot of us do not feel as if the love that we acquire is earned. And that in and of itself is a tragedy. A tumultuous turbulence that we should not bestow upon ourselves. Coming in at number 2, we have, I will achieve my goals. And this is simple and succinct because when we tell ourselves that we will achieve something, regardless of how it gets done, we will ensure that it reaches its zenith. And of course, coming in at number 1, I am worth existence. Let me let that sit. Let me let it simmer for just a moment. I am worth existence. Repeat this to yourself in the mirror, dear listener, and understand that you are well on your way. What is your top 5? Email us at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com. Today's joke has been brought to you by the Cleric of Chaos. A disclaimer. The Cleric of Chaos was born in Leipzig, East Germany, in the late 80s. As such, this particular joke comes from a German-born human being. Do not take it too seriously. But one is asked, why do Germans cremate themselves more so than bury themselves in the ground? And it's simple. It's a make good to God for all of the calamity they caused in the 1940s. The very notion of how one would destroy doubt within the mind is subjective to interpretation as well as idealization within the confines and the structures of one's creativity. We all find ways to blame ourselves for certain failures or certain areas of opportunity, but the reality behind it is that 9 times out of 10, you fail. You're going to get right back up and you are going to find yourself in a position to where we are going to be successful, where we are going to have destroyed our doubt in such a way that no human being before us would have ever been able to predict that this was a possibility. We always replicate and emulate those in whom we feel may have it better than us, or we feel that they may have a better approach. But, dear listener, the specifics and the idealization that is associated with the self-help industry is nothing more than a mere multi-level marketing scam that is designed to keep you trapped into a position to where you must follow a certain set of regimented steps that are devised by another individual. This was not how we are supposed to live. This is not how we are supposed to be. This is not how we are supposed to function, and this is not how we destroy doubt. One would look inside of a soul and identify exactly what their points of contention are if they stare in the mirror long enough. However, asking ourselves these questions while not providing a solution does not do anything to dissuade ourselves from the daily torment in which we constantly subject ourselves to. Understand, dear listener, that there is absolutely nothing that anyone can do to stop you on your road to success if you so shall choose to be as benevolent, as brilliant, and as boisterous as you possibly can be. You are the harbinger of your own hope. You are the detractor of your own destiny, and the life that we all share and live is something that is so beautiful and so miraculous, regardless of all the calamity, that we owe it to ourselves to give ourselves an opportunity to shine instead of stifling ourselves the very moment that we come up with a thought, the very moment that we put pen to paper and we do our best to deliver that line in the easiest but the most direct way possible. These symptoms are not necessarily specific nor inclusive to those of any particular idiom or any particular culture, demographic, geographic area, or any other nation or situation. No, dear listener, destroying doubt is something that each and every single human being on this planet shares, and we are all very capable of taking care of it in a way that we see fit. Why? Because we have evolved and changed to a point to where we are capable of things that no organism before us, allegedly, has been capable of. No entity after us may see the slings and the arrows of the mired beast of suffering that we put ourselves through, but that does not mean that you are not able to destroy the doubt within you. Until next time, thank you for tuning in today. Take care of yourselves and each other. Genie Death Podcast is brought to you by Nach dem Leben, CRDVC, Cleric of Chaos, and where you find all podcasts on all platforms. If you would like to support the program, you may do so by purchasing our merchandise, buying a cameo, or supporting us on Buy Me a Coffee, or anywhere within the links in the episodes and in the podcast description. Please remember to follow all of our very funny comedian friends listed in the episode's description. Follow our lifting liaison, Douglas Mallow, as he takes on powerlifting and professional wrestling and predator catching. Please follow the Backroom Comedy Club, as well as all of the other beautiful comedians and talents, as well as consultants and producers of this fine program at the links in the episode's description. And feel free to follow the Cleric of Chaos on all of the social media listed in the links in the episodes in the description below. If you or anyone you know is experiencing psychiatric duress, substance abuse, gambling withdrawal, or any type of emergency calamity, please consult the telephone numbers listed in the links and in the episodes and in the podcast description as well. You are not alone. And dear listeners, if you are looking at adopting a playful puppy or a cute kitten, please visit your local animal adoption rescue center, as they are in dire need of your support. And remember to visit yummypets.com/voice. Create a free account and click the button every day to give lovely animals an opportunity to receive free kibble in the amount of £330 at the end of every month. And of course, dear listeners, we advise you each and every single episode that life is not a one-track solution. There are no easy answers, and 9 times out of 10, it will not just be handed to you. We have to be resourceful. We have to find our way. But remember, we are pulling for you. We are all in this together.